Before I start fitting the tenons into these mortises, I want to plow the groove for the floor in the inside face of this front floor rail. And so a couple of things to think about. It's a different iron in the plow plane. This one is a 1/4 inch, a little bit heavier than the other, and it's 3/8 of an inch from the bottom edge. So what I've done is scribed with a marking gauge that 3/8 of an inch line. So that represents the bottom of my groove. And then to set the plow plane, I've loosened the wedges so the body slides on the arms. And I just sort of get it set up and wiggle the body into position. You're plowing your grooves, keep in mind that it's a different size groove. So now to pair these split tenons, remember I sawed the shoulder, split the cheek, and just left them at that point. So I use just a chisel to pair these across the fibers, across the grain, and just grab it on a bench hook like that. For years and years I've used this large timber framing chisel, 2 inches wide, and has a lot of weight to it, and I find it really handy for this work. Point the ends. And try it again. Yeah, a little thick still. This one's tight in a different way. Here you see the thickness of the tenon is fine, it fits right into the mortise, but when you go to put the muntin in, it's resisting, and that's because the width of the muntin and the length of the mortise don't agree. They're off just a bit. So at this stage what I do is set those 3 muntins, I've got them in the bottom rail where they go, and I only take them out one at a time and set the carved rail just as it will be in the chest. So this muntin I've now taken out and started to trim, and I test it in the top rail where it goes, and that one is just what I want. Sure that the shoulder is snug against the rails. It's worth as well just putting a square there to make sure it's not turned into a parallelogram, and this is just a little bit out. Now I've just grabbed that muntin with a hold fast on the bench, and the question that always comes up is how much do you offset the holes? So first I'll trace that line I scribed, that circle I scribed. It's about there. This one came out a little more clearly. That's just so it'll show up on the camera, because it doesn't usually. How much do I offset the hole? Well, my frustrating answer is just a little bit. So in this case I'll take the point of that piercer and put it not quite out at the edge of that circle, but you're moving towards the shoulder, that's important, and then so you can still see my pencil line there. Now I just want to transfer this point onto that rail.